Good morning. Morning, Ryan. How are we, mate? Thank you to Sias Ultima for the follow whilst we were offline. Appreciate that very much indeed. Gardner Wayne resubscribes while we were offline as well for the 43rd month. Heading strong towards that 4-year badge. And Charlie followed 20 hours ago as well, so thank you very much for that indeed. Also, actually, Tom resubscribed with his Prime Gaming yesterday for the 11th month. So thank you, Tom, for that as well. I appreciate it. I'm sure you'll be with us at some point today, no doubt. The plan for today is F1 24 Career Mode Italian Grand Prix at Monza, followed by the brand new season of the Realistic RTG on FC24. That said, the first 20 to 30 minutes or so of the stream is going to be me just quickly finishing off the end of season awards segment of today's RTG video that needs to go live later on this afternoon. So we're going to spend a few minutes just going through the player of the season awards or end of season awards and goal of the season competition, and then we'll switch to F1. It won't take us long at all, but it is going to be what happens at the beginning of this stream today. So there'll be a few minutes of FC, then we'll switch to F1. And then we'll switch back to FC. I'm not going to bother changing categories, etc. We'll start as F1 on category-wise and VOD-wise, and then we'll just switch to the actual Formula 1 content a little bit later on down the line. So I think, just judging by the comment section, Player of the Year is probably rather obvious as Fofana. Young Player of the Year, I think, has to be Henderson, because I don't know as anyone else really is of an age where they could be considered for it, apart from maybe Corbani. Corbani and Henderson are kind of the only two youngsters that are available ultimately, and quite frankly, I think Kurt probably deserves it anyway over Corbani. Kurt Kennison rock solid at centre back, and obviously continuing hopefully to grow for us in the longer term. We have advanced further on into season 6 on a separate save file, so this is an old save file. Then Fans Player of the Year is certainly going to be Ennis Bardi. Most Improved, we're going to go with Makengo, and then Signing of the Season has to be Ennis Bardi. Actually, Most Improved, I might go with. You guys had to choose, because I think a number of people were saying that they reckon that Kashin should get some sort of recognition. So, do you think Kashin should get Most Improved? Or should Makengo get Most Improved? What would be your preference? I think Kashin probably deserves some sort of recognition for his season, considering how well he grew. He is the one that grew by most, with a +3. We had a +4 for Beck, but obviously that's just because he's a youth player. Kashin got +3. Kaiser got +6, but that's only because of his loan. Lobato, to be fair, got a +3 as well. Lenny Lobato. Maybe we go Player of the Year. Player of the Year Fofana. Signing of the Season Bardi. But special mentions for Lenny Lobato and Kashin. Because they've both been highly impressive this season. I think that's probably the only fair way to do it, because the other two probably deserve the recognition, don't they? Makengo wasn't necessarily Most Improved with regards how much his rating went up, but he was certainly Most Improved with regards his importance to the team and the quality of his performances. So I think we'll do that. We'll have like a special mentions segment. I'm actually not going to use this at all. I'm just going to go through it just for the sake of being quick, more so than anything else. Or do we? Hang on, let me just edit. As long as I know previous game is this one, isn't it? Edit, properties, season 5. Bear with, I'm just switching back and forth. And so then your end of season awards for season 5. There's player of the year, there's young player of the year, there's fans player of the year, there's signing of the season and most improved player of the season. And then of course, as ever, you guys will get the opportunity to vote for your goal of the season on the link in the description down below, which might not be there right at the very beginning of the video because I'm live streaming at the moment, but as soon as either I remember or someone in chat reminds me, I'll add that link in and we'll post the tweet up with the vote for goal of the season. So we're not going to dilly-dally and bounce back and forth between this screen and the other one. I'm just going to rattle through these because we need to get this video recorded ASAP Rocky. So, hello, me, fancy graphic, no more fancy graphic. So, end of season awards then. And your end of season awards are as follows. It has been a tight decision in a number of different areas, if we're completely honest, because there have been a handful of standout players this year. But I don't feel like, really, we could look anywhere beyond Foday Fofana for player of the season. He, of course, was the league's top goal scorer with 27 goals in 44 games. It's been a breakout year for him. And despite some very strong performances from a number of different players, Fofana, I think, has to take this because of the manner of his performances this year. Arguably, he could win most improved as well. He hasn't, but it was night and day. 2 loan spells he had out on loan at other clubs because, quite frankly, he wasn't good enough. And he came back and was, well, unreal. And we absolutely didn't expect it. So, player of the year for this 5th season, it has to go to Foday Fofana. Now, with regards to young player of the year, the cutoff is 23 years of age, meaning that it could only really go to Kurt Henderson or Kobe Corbani. Corbani was really good. I very much enjoyed Corbani this year. He put in an average performance of a 6.66 with 1 goal. But Kurt Henderson with an average performance of 6.68 and 2 contributions with the 2 assists, I think just edges it. He's been Young Player of the Year a number of years in a row. And unless we sign some significantly younger players in the upcoming transfer window, or unless someone else on this list kicks on, unlikely, I think Kurt Henderson is probably a shoo-in for Young Player of the Year for the next season at least, because, well, he has no competition. So, Player of the Year is Foday Fofana. Young Player of the Year will be Kurt Henderson. Now, Fans Player of the Year. You guys loved him. And I get it. I absolutely get it, because I loved him too. It had to be Enis Bardi. Came into the club in January and lit the championship alight with his quality. It's probably the top of the range of signings we could have done. Even though his rating is lower, just his sheer ability and the way he changed the side and just is that bloody good. Effectively meant that Enis Bardi just romped the championship with 20 goal contributions in 21 championship games. It was pretty remarkable. Fans Player of the Year, undoubtedly, Enis Bardi. And whilst we're on Enis, we might as well give him signing of the season as well, mightn't we? Because, yikes. We had a number of players that were new signings this year, as we have done in every season. There were a number of players that shone. There were a number of players that didn't. And Enis Bardi was just so happened to be the cream of the crop of players that came in this year. That said, most improved player could have gone to any number of players. And we've actually elected to go for someone that not necessarily has gone with the biggest in-game growth. We are going to give special shout-outs here to Aaron Kashin for his potential for player of the season, potential for most improved, and potential for signing of the season, because he was that solid. But unfortunately, there were just a couple of players in each category that just edged him. Aaron Kashin certainly gets a special mention for a fantastic first season at the club. At 78 rated, he's grown by more than anybody else, or at least level with someone else who's going to get a special mention in a moment. He's got some great play styles. His technical stats aren't that impressive, which is not necessarily an issue, but certainly a factor in why actually his first team spot alongside Kirk Henderson is either at risk or, more to the point, we will probably see more rotation next year at centre-back because we're going to look to bring in players of similar quality. It was kind of Kirk, Kashin, and then you had to go down to 72 rated Kellen Watts for an alternative at centre-back. That will not be the case next year. Kashin, Kirk Henderson, and insert new centre-back, at least one, will be very much heavily rotated throughout the course of the season, just as we look to keep everybody fresh and be as competitive as we possibly can be at all stages throughout the course of the season, as obviously we need to look for promotion to the Premier League, absolutely, next year. Special mention for Aaron Kashin this season. Also a special mention, someone that also doesn't get Player of the Season, also doesn't get Most Improved or Signing of the Season, is... I can actually find him on the bloody list. Where are you, lad? Lenny Lobato. Or Demi Lovato, whichever you prefer. 8 goals, 14 assists, 22 goal contributions in 45 championship games. One of the best players in the entire division. Along with Kashin and Fode Fofana, is definitely up for contention for Player of the Season, for Most Improved Player of the Season, along with Kashin and Ennis Bardi for winning it. Signing of the season as well. Will be very much in the shop window, I fear, for next season, as he has been sensational this year, as a number of players that are probably going to be in the shop window next year. We're going to try our best to hold on to players. We will look to utilise our wage budget and offer some new deals to try and entice them to stay, but it depends on which club it is that's coming in for them, if we're completely honest. So, Len Lobato with a special mention. Aaron Kashin with a special mention. But your most improved player, based on my feeling of him at the beginning of the season, how he was performing at the beginning of the season, and just how integral he became to our midfield line, Jean-Victor Makengo is your most improved player of the season. He was nowhere when we first signed him. He was an obvious signing because of his ability. He didn't blend into the squad as we'd intended when we first brought him in. But my God, was he one of the most important players on the pitch in the last third of the season. One of the first names on the team sheet, my go-to mop-up player in midfield. And that header, by the way, as well, which sadly doesn't make the goal of the season vote, but he's right up there with another special mention. Plenty of special mentions this season. Because it's been our best season so far in the save, and that's understandable why there are so many players that get that special mention. There are a number of players here you can see that have peaked at the moment. We are very much praying that for Season 6, a handful of those unpeak and will look to grow further as we try and get ourselves to the Premier League. But, of course, it depends on what happens in the transfer window as well as to how many of them stay with us. We should wait and see what interest is there for them. But Makengo, I couldn't not give him most improved just because of the way that he felt in game and the way that he played. Some of the others were that good all year long, but just got pipped to Player of the Season by Fode Fofana, Lobato and Kashin. Makengo was genuinely, in a realistic sense, the player that improved most with his performances throughout the course of the season. So it was the obvious thing to do, to give him the Player of the Season award. Most Improved Player of the Season award this time around. So Fode Fofana, Player of the Year. Kirk Henderson, Young Player of the Year. Shock. Signing of the Season, Ennis Bardi. Shock. Fans Player of the Year, Ennis Bardi. Shock. And Most Improved, Makengo. But special mentions to Kashin and to Lobato as well for a sensational performance. And actually, Valdemarson also came in, didn't actually do that well when he first joined. I was a little bit like, have we made the right decision? But some of the saves he made in the latter half of the second half of the season were pretty remarkable, and I'm hoping that Hakon can continue to grow as we progress through the save and into next year. So, from the awards or the already decided, to the award now for goal of the season. Let me show you your 4 nominees, and then you can go and vote, can't you, on the Twitter poll in the description down below. Hey, thank you very much for the 8th month subscribes, mate. I appreciate it, pal. Thank you very much indeed. And Busky, thank you for the follow, dude. Right, goal of the season. Let me actually back out of this now, because we're not going to need it anymore. Not yet, anyway. We're going to be switching across to F1. Let me get my notepad out for the RTG Awards, so I know which goals to nominate them, which episode they were in. Episode 7 is the first. 2 in episode 7, 1 in episode 11, and 1 in episode 12. So let me bring those up. 2 in episode 7, which was this one. View on YouTube. Welcome to the January transfer. Hello, Ches. Actually, let's switch to this so that you've got me at the top and me at the bottom. And then it was these. So let me get that up. There we go. Episode 7, Hull. Photo for fun. Where's the Hull game? There's the goal. 0-0. 1-0 Cambridge. Was this it? This might be the highlight. There's just no room, so we'll have to go where there's some bit more of it. Burpo's touch ain't great. Netty needs to have some good close control and does. Forward to Manuel Dennis. Burst into the space. Play the ball. Fofana will get to it. It's going to have to be a worldie from here. That is exactly what Blackpool goalkeeper did to do some saving of his own at the other end. Jaden. Option 1 for goal of the season comes from the January episode, episode 7. There are actually 2 options for goal of the season in this particular game. The second one, I'm sure you very much remember, but this first one from Foday Fofana at this point was the first goal of the season worthy contender, and against the playoff rival was very much worthy of its inclusion here. It's not Foday Fofana's only addition to the list, but certainly that was a great way to start the goal of the season competition, and some might argue that it only gets better from here. But absolutely, from the edge of the box into the far top corner against one of the goalkeepers that caused us a lot of problems this season and last season as well in the Championship. Ball bobbled nicely, flew into the top bins, and was sensational. So, second option for goal of the season. We brought Enis Bardi on. He just signed. This was quite literally going to be his first kick as a player in a Cambridge United shirt. From how far out? From 25 metres out. 26 metres out, in fact. Enis Bardi's first kick as a Cambridge United player. 0.09 expected goals. And he did that. I think the response is very much justifies. I can't quite believe he did it still. And that free kick goal will go down in the history of the channel, really, for the impact. And his substitute performance throughout the course of the year will go down in channel folklore as well. Yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. One of, well, I think I'll go as far as to say probably the best free kick we've scored. I've already decided what the goal of the season is, and it's that one. It might not be, though, because you know what else is coming. Enis Bardi and Foday Fofana, options 2 and 1, respectively, for goal of the season. Up next, however, is Foday Fofana again, a little bit later on in the season. Right, now we're looking for episode 11. Welcome to episode 11. Welcome back to the realistic road to glory.
Blackburn
we are very
Rovers.
close to the opportunity for a bit of an
Swansea.
excuse there for him. Fans Player of the Year, boot in the way.
Sheffield Wednesday.
I did not to 33 years of age. He's very of the season, really stepping up to the plate for the team.
That was Bardi scoring a brace, wasn't it?
Win that header. Towards the fight for a play. He's coming up with some very important ones at this stage of the season. This would be a play, despite the fact we've come as close to it as we possibly could. Morning, Brandon. Now, this third option actually starts at the other end of the pitch with the opposition. That's one of those saves that I can't quite believe Valdemarson pulled out that we mentioned earlier. This started at the other end of the pitch with Blackburn on the attack. We're already 3-0 up at this point, and we clear from the corner, and quite literally, from the back to the front, Bardi wins it back there after the clearance, and this is one of those team move goals. We had one, I think, last season that we added to the vote. And Bardi spreads it out wide to Manuel Dennis, then inside to Lobato, then across to Fofana. And quite frankly, that is the epitome of a team move. That's the sort of football that every club aspires to be able to play regularly. For us, it's the occasional goal every now and then, but ultimately that's the calibre of football that you want to play every day, every week. We haven't been able to reach that at this stage of the save. We aim to, maybe next season, with further improvements to the squad, to become one of the best sides in the Championship. We're already 7th best in the Championship, in theory. We actually feel we were 5th best in the Championship because a couple of sides that finished above us, we feel like we were better than. So, aim is to do that more regularly next season, but this season it was certainly a standout goal, and that's why it's on the list as your third option. Up next, the fourth option comes just one episode later, in episode 12, which is going to be actually the last episode, yesterday's episode, as you see this, and yesterday's episode actually as I record this. Blackpool away was the game, and you already know what's coming because it was the last action of the game. Blackpool were pushing to get themselves, this one also starts at the other end of the pitch, but ends up in the back of the net at the other end in quite different fashion. Blackpool were pushing for the way back into the game. They were 3-1 down at this stage. The goalkeeper was up for the corner with still 4 or 5 minutes to go. Forgive the hair that's right in front of my eyes. We clear it with Lanetti. Sigurdsson recovers. He's got a man on his shoulder. There's 3 or 4 people with him. And then from 20 yards inside his own half, he finds the back of the net to make it 4-1. The Enis Bardi free kick, until that moment, for me, was a shoo-in. Absolutely the best goal of the season. But I can't pick between those two if I give my own personal opinion. Don't let that sway your bias, but both of them, outrageous, one in a lifetime, not necessarily one in a lifetime for Enis Bardi, but once in a season certainly goals that we are unlikely to ever see again in the short to medium term future. That from Sigurdsson is a once in a career style goal for him, and you certainly don't see many goals from your own half in any given save. I think it's the first goal from our own half we've scored in this. No, so it might be the second goal from our own half we've scored in this save, but certainly the furthest out we've scored from any goal in this save. So, with your continued player of the season vote, please do let me know which way you wish it to go. The link will be in the description down below. That is all for this end of season finale. It didn't end how we wanted it to because we didn't make the playoffs. But next season, we will at least make the playoffs. Dare I say, promise. That might bite me. I hope it doesn't. Join me tomorrow for episode 1 of season 6, where again, it's going to be some ins and outs as we look to drastically improve the squad to get ourselves to the Premier League. Thank you very much for watching today. I'll see you tomorrow. Right. I need to cool down the office already. Fucking hell. Even though it's not that warm outside, but it just gets fucking hot in here. It gets fucking hot in here, it does. We will be recording episode 1 later on today, James. Yes, we're going to record Formula 1 now, but then later on this afternoon we will be recording episode 1 of season 6. Yes. Oh, I'm on the wrong bloody thing. Hang on. It's on the Xbox on, but I was on the PlayStation last. On the beta, dare I say it out loud. What are we on? We're on the right one now. Hello? Thank you. Right, so let me load this as well. Oh, I'm on it, ads. I'm on it. Give me 1 second.
Ah, piss. Well, that segment was longer than I thought it was, wasn't it? Leave it there for now.
And so then your end season award. Join me tomorrow for the first episode of season 6. And so then your end of season awards for season 5. There's player of the year to poll in the description down below. Option 1 goal of the season. Big it coming. Ennis Bardi and Fen a little bit later on in the season. Now this third option actually starts at the season not been able to reach Valdemar's the game, the second goal. Well, it might not be though, because you know what game, the second one season and last season every day, every week. We haven't been able to get ourselves to the Premier League. Thank you very much for watching today. I'll see you tomorrow.
Right, and then let me add these in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Move over here, please. Thank you.
Right, let me set that to render. And let's load that. Time for the Italian Grand Prix.
EA Sports.
Send the game. Send the game. Bum. Ah, no copyright. Fuck off. Right, what I actually want to do here is... Shut up, chairs. Shush, chairs.
Epic
Oh, that's
deals
weird.
on AI-powered Android phones at Curry's. Claim Galaxy Buds FE plus 100.
That's weird. We just message Chris about it. Let me just make sure that episode 49 isn't the same. Bear with. The audio quality was not great. I'm sure Chris would have been unaware that it rendered as such. Welcome to the season finale. Didn't necessarily go according to plan, that did it? Set this to render first, and then we can deal with everything else. Apologies, obviously, when life as a content creator isn't always just about creating the content. I don't know why that's like that. It's not a thing for 49, thankfully. That's really weird. I can only apologise that it happened as such. Bear with. I'll just move a couple of files. Downloads. We'll set. Got Spa and not Spa and Zandvoort, Hungary and Spa made now and ready to upload to the YouTube channel. There's a season finale of the Football Manager later today, or in fact in 5 minutes time on the second channel. And then we'll be uploading. Shush, Ches. Be uploading the rest after that. And I still need to put I still need to put, my brain wants to actually connect the dots. Still need to put Zandvoort up on the Dropbox for Chris. Let's also make the thumb for the F1 video. Right. Hungary. What was the thumbnail we took from Hungary? I think it was something at turn 4, wasn't it? Twitch mobile sub prices are going up. There will be Football Manager in the next few days, yes. There may even be Football Manager later today if we've got time, twats. So I'm probably only going to be able to record one episode of the RCG. Elgato pictures. Okay, this one. Change the flag first. Yeah, that was Hungary, wasn't it? Around turn 4. Shazam! So let me do. Oh, there's a lot going on this morning, boys. There's a lot going on this morning. Christ. There we go. That's that made. So now we can add it to this. Do remind me at 3 o'clock, please, to do the vote for goal of the season. I do need to make the Twitter poll at 4 o'clock, so at 3 o'clock for goal of the season. I'll upload that one tomorrow because the season finale of the Cambridge FM save goes live today. Now, in fact, in the next 60 seconds. And let me... Actually, we should have the opportunity to upload Season 4 as well. Oh, Season 4? What have you even talked about, Ches? Zanvort. So let's make the thumbnail for that too. What? I think I had a title in mind for Zanvort, and I can't remember what it was off the top of my head now. I don't know why Brazil is in there. Brazil and Belgium with that in that point of the list, but whatever. Zanvort was... Sorry. Spa. It's Spa, isn't it? Not Zanvort. It was the 14th one. So actually, I don't want that. I want that. I haven't actually uploaded Spa yet. Sorry, Christ, Zanvort yet. I will get your subscription sorted in a sec, ads. Do bear with me. I'll just call it Spa was amazing. Right, and then export that. There we go. Here. F124 game title. Yes, we'd like to monetize it, please. And that will be Saturday's video at 12 o'clock. Schedule. Right, that's uploading, good. That's made, good. I think I've already made the Cambridge season finale thumbnail. I might not have. Let me double check. No, that's the FM one. We haven't made it yet, so let me do that because that's going to go up as soon as it's finished rendering as well. Oh, you really do get all the behind the scenes at the minute, don't you, on the Twitch channel? Yeah, Gundogan has gone to Manchester City. Just got the FM notification. Makes you want to play FM now. I mean, go for it, ads. It's a fucking great game. I'm excited about FM 25 content as well. I'm hoping that with Chris's assistance that we can do quite a bit of FM content this year on channel line. Export as. Is that thumbnail made as well? Right, we're in the flow of it. We turn that off. Thank Christ it's dry at Monza because we're hoping actually for a really decent weekend here at Monza with a powertrain. Goats of the Apocalypse. Thank you for the follow on Twitch, mate. Appreciate it. How are we, Dylan? We will absolutely still get Formula 1 stuff when FM comes out, yes. Without doubt. Without doubt. What we'll try and do is alternate, stream-wise, between F1 and FM. Because we should be able to make 2 FM videos per stream that we stream it. Yeah, Ronaldo's YouTube channel, last I saw, had just broken 10 million subs in 12 hours, which was mind-boggling. I was going to do something. What was I going to do? I can't remember off the top of my head. What was it? That's that. That's that. That's rendering. They are uploading. When they finished uploading, we could do that. Made the thumbnail. I think we're about to go. It's 18 million subs now, is it? Unbelievable, Jeff. Thank you, Ryan. I would have forgotten. Ryan and Daniel keep us in check, don't they, on the channel? Absolutely. Oh, really? Are they not such high quality videos, are they? That's it. That's uploading. That's uploading. We've made the thumbnail for the other one. So we can just start recording now, right? Once that finishes rendering. Yeah, I think so. Okay, good. It is indeed more than I have, yes. Ronaldo got put up for sale in March of your first season. Unbelievable, Jeff. Josh. Adds his sub. That's what I was going to do. Adds his sub. Thank you, Josh. Reminding me. Thank you very much indeed for the 8th month subscribed as well, my dude. Very good of you. Oh, Christ. And relax. Because I was going to bug me. 10 2-minute videos. Bloody hell. Right, good. Let's hit record. No, let's not hit record because you need to change the board behind you, Chess. And you need to put your heart rate monitor on. Fucking hell. Italian Grand Prix. Green, white, and red. Forza Ferrari, Forza Ferrari, Forza Ferrari, Forza we. His first video title was When I Met the Most Famous Cristiano. Okay. Hey Kai, how are you, mate? Which heart rate monitor? Where are you? There you are. Work, please. Open the up, Chaz. Open the up. Did I send that? I've sent it now, even if I didn't. I don't think I might have done. It's there. There you go. 102. Rough. Right. Good. Record. Welcome to the Temple of Speed. Welcome to Ferrari's home Grand Prix. It's Monza time. If ever we needed a performance as an individual and as a team, it's now. We've had 2 podiums so far this season. A second in Spa, a second in China. We are aiming for a podium once more here now. Charles Leclerc got a P4 in the Netherlands. I was able to get a P9, which is significantly better than we got last year, I think, in the Netherlands. Yeah, P17. No, P10, actually. Okay, never mind. It wasn't that significantly better then. We did retire in Monza last season, though, and we're certainly aiming not to do that this time around. Not far behind Carlos Sainz in the driver's standings. Not that far behind Lance Stroll, really. If we can have a phenomenally strong race weekend here, that would be fantastic. And then we're 3 points behind McLaren in the Constructors and 19 points behind Aston Martin in the Constructors, but certainly myself and Charles Leclerc have the capability to turn that around. So that's what the plan is. We thankfully have sunny skies over Monza for most of the weekend, although qualifying will start in the wet. But with us having a fantastic powertrain, with aero not being that important around Monza, we are very much hoping for a strong result here, just as we did in Spa and China, and what we would have gotten in Austria as well, had we not DNF'd. Obviously, we've turned those race-ending DNFs off for the rest of this season before we'll be turning them on again next year. Whether we're at Ferrari next year or whether we break contract and join someone else remains to be seen, but we can only focus on the here and now, and the here and now is Monza. So for the Tifosi, let's go and do it. Forza Ferrari. Drop the video a like, subscribe to the channel, join me on stream, and off we go. But not before I've set my specialists. Now we can go to practice. Ale. So out in Q1 because of rain, probably, yeah. Thank you, Tom, for the subscription on YouTube, mate. I appreciate it.
It's the fastest track on the calendar.
It is indeed the fastest track on the calendar. Let me just double check my setup, if you don't mind. Italia. Obviously, just removing it briefly whilst I double check the setup.
As we have some new parts on the car, we'll just confirm they're performing to spec.
As ever, if you'd like to get the setups for yourself, you can do so via. Oh wow, that's very high. Via SRC, exclamation mark SRC in chat, or exclamation mark setups will bring up the link, and of course you could use discount code Chesnoid for 5% off at SRC if you so wish. Thank you for your patience in waiting whilst I just updated my setup. Right, let's go and do the track acclimatization on the hard tyre and hope that we actually have some pace here. Although we're using very old components at the moment for practice, so we might not be right on the limit in terms of pace, but I just want to make sure that the car handles well. I saw that Vic was on Euro Truck Simulator yesterday, yeah.
As many corner gates as quickly and precisely as possible. Remember to activate your DRS in the DRS zone as well.
Monza should be a straightforward one-stop, I think. Although I'm getting flashbacks to my tyre wear being high around here for some reason. I don't know why. You're not quite on it there.
Okay, DRS zone coming up. Get ready to open it. Distance is on your MFD.
I feel like I'm better at Monza than I used to be. It's still not a super strong circuit for me, but I'm hoping that the quality of the car can pull me through. That was rubbish. I tried to take my F2 line there, and it very much didn't work. And I need to use a lot of battery. At this jumping in this round of the circuit, I think. That might not be purple actually, though. Just. Right, that budding was today's RTG video finishing recording, so bear with me whilst I just set that to upload. It's all go continually. Oh me. Just double check that there's no audio issue there on this one now.
Welcome back to the F124.
There is not. And then the other one will finish uploading in 3 minutes time, which is fantastic. Oy, oy, oy. And we'll set that RTG video to upload in just a moment. So let's... How old are the bits? Vary. So that would be 10%. That would be 23. I could maybe put a new MZUK in. That would be 6. Bloody hell, right. So how long do tyres last? Softs? Oh yeah, softs not long at all. It's a what, 52 lap Grand Prix at Monza, I want to say? 52 lap? I'm good, thank you, Ads. How are you, mate? 52 lap race, I think, here. Softs, 21 laps, so that's like 8, really, at full race speed. 42. It's probably going to be a medium hard or a hard medium race, I think. You could medium soft, but you lose so much time in the pit stop because everyone's going so bloody fast that it's probably not worth trying to get an extra stop in, because I don't quite think you'll actually make the most of it. Trippier wants to leave Newcastle, apparently. Putting ads in that most recent F1 video will make sure that that audio is fine. I'm sure it will be. It's just a one-off for Chris. He was in a rather comatose zombie state when he was making that particular FM video. We can forgive. I've certainly put videos out with audio quality worse than that myself, or similar to that myself on the odd occasion. So I'm definitely not judgmental.
Welcome back to the F1 20.
Yeah, that one's fine as well. Vamos! Right. So, close that. Close that. Change this. And now we'll upload today's RTG video. Oh, yeah. Playoff hunting season finale is what it will be. Or what the title will be. Unfortunately, don't fucking make it. We came back empty-handed from the playoff hunt. Unfortunately. Well, there's always next year. FC24. I do want to have a look through the championship actually. Through the sides that got relegated out of the championship too, for players that we could sign, because that would be the realistic thing to do, wouldn't it? Would be to sign players from our own division, or those that got relegated from our division. So we'll schedule that for 11 o'clock. For 11 o'clock? For 3 o'clock. It's got 11 minutes left. Remind me, please, at about 5 to 3 to make the poll. Afternoon, Chinmay. How are you, sir? And then we will also need to make someone new as well. Actually, I don't know whether Stephen left an updated comment. He didn't. Just in case he didn't see it, I'll drop him a message. We had someone new join the Patreon. VIP. We've lost a handful of VIPs, but We have a new VIP. Right, race strategy. Off we clock. Morning, Damien. How are we, mate? You'll be getting fillings at the time. Oh, mate. I'm having a tooth out at the end of next month.
Okay, we need a few solid laps here to help us calculate a good race strategy.
No, I'm sure I'll be on it. I'll try and be on it myself, but you know what I'm like. Broke too late. Somehow managed to get it stopped. That was terrible. Afternoon, Tom. Thank you for the resub overnight, mate. Appreciate it, pal. I can't wait to go then. Hi, Yuki. They may well be making changes to Monza in real life, yeah. Someone mentioned earlier that they're potentially widening the chicane. Please, Yuki, no. Fuck's sake. Fucking hell. I might just have to restart this whole segment. God damn it. I feel quite good about Monza in the F2 car now. But I'm not confident in the F1 yet, that's for sure. Right, we're getting there. Getting the hang of it. into the flow. I haven't seen the trailer for the last Grand Tour. No, I've not really watched Grand Tour at all since like the first series of it. Yeah, that was atrocious. Should do that bit again. The last two have been specials. I do like the old specials, so I'll have to catch up. I'll have to watch some of them. Because I'm sure the specials are fantastic. I didn't really enjoy the like episode by episode stuff. Specials were always good though. Imagine they moved to specials a couple of years ago because Clarkson is a bit busy with the farm. One presumes. The last one ever and likely the last time they'll all be together. Wow. Imagine that will get quite high viewing figures, don't you? Oh, James May and Richard Hammond had their own Prime content to make as well today, as well as Clarkson. Same. Watch the brand new Top. I said the brand new Top Gear. The brand new Top Gear when it was brand new with them. Because James May wasn't originally with them, was he? It was just Richard and Clarkson initially.
And a job well done. We got some excellent data with that run, so come on back to the garage and I can take you through the numbers.
Okay, tyre wear is good. That's going to very much work in our favour. So it won't be the end of British TV cars shows, but there is a pause in. Is fifth gear still not a thing? Is the likelihood of Top Gear not coming back because of Freddie's crash? You could bring it back, just don't make it quite so outrageous. I don't know as anyone anyone knows the specifics of, or the rephrase, the specifics of Freddie's crash aren't public. But he suffered, even evidently by even just looking at him, significant injuries. And he's mentioned in either other TV shows or articles that he's had nightmares about it for years since it happened. It was obviously a very, very bad crash. What they were doing, whether they were doing something that was ill-advised or what, I don't know. But it's left Freddie shaken by it and probably will affect him for the rest of his life. And it was obviously significant enough that they're going to stop production of the entire show, which is a sign of just how bad it was. Trying to get purple with this. Okay. True, he is coaching with England cricket now. There was the thing between Clarkson and Amazon, and they didn't want to renew the contract for the show. That's interesting. I would find that difficult to believe that there was an issue there, considering the popularity and continual success of the Farm show, but who knows, ultimately. Doesn't calm down right enough, is it? Fine, no problem. Let's do a quali run. Albeit it's a quali run on warm tyre, on warm engine parts, but still we'll do a quali run.
Okay, we've only got one lap of fuel remaining.
The ancient component's evidently worn significantly enough that it's actually affecting speed. Yeah, that makes sense. About them feeling like they've done pretty much everything. This comment some time ago caused friction with Amazon Juice and being in public. What comments were there? Oh, about Harry and Meghan. What did he say about Harry and Meghan? Dislex, thank you very much for the 12 months straight and a brand new, sorry, 15th month total, 12 months straight, brand new badge for all that. Actually, no, you'll have a brand new badge in 3 months' time. I've gotten confused about 7 times there. Thank you for the 12 months in a row and 15 total, mate. Very good of you. To be fair, P7 with significantly worn engine parts is fine by me.
And that's it. Practice is officially over.
Wow,
Until
Charles did a
next time,
19.6
Goodbye.
on hard tyres. Fucking Nora. Oh, you were avoiding the specifics in that case. Fair enough. Maybe let's not go into the specifics then. Practice done, resource points earned. We were running significantly worn components in that practice session. 480 resource points though, which is a very nice haul. Like in the 60s for a handful percentage-wise. So expecting to be quite a bit quicker for qualifying, although it's in the bloody wet, so who knows. But we will update all of our parts. Charles did a very quick time on hard tyres in practice, which was slightly alarming, but yeah, we were running a 45% ICE, which is obviously going to be not fantastic. A 61% worn MGU-H, which wasn't going to be fantastic. A 60% turbocharger, which wasn't going to be fantastic. And a 68% gearbox, which, guess what, wasn't going to be fantastic. So, I mean, hoping to be competitive enough in the dry, but whether we've got enough in the wet to get ourselves through to Q3. Who's ready for a P11 or 12? Raise hands. We'll do our best.
They call it the Temple of Speed, and the pilgrims have come to worship. It's all about the speed today. Qualifying awaits us. Welcome to Monza for the Italian Grand Prix.
P12 for the win. Yeah, apparently. Right, not going to make any changes setup-wise. So we might run a little bit extra fuel. We could do multiple laps. Because we're not going to need the inters for the race, are we? So we can just smash on. Now then, Tamiku, how are we, sir? It's not that wet, actually, is it? Ask about the weather.
Radar showing a clear patch on its way. There's about 10 more minutes of this race. Inters seems to be the fastest tyre for now.
It might be dry right at the very end of the session. Oh, good. I just got a notification from the YouTube app. I was like, oh, what are you telling me now?
You tell me that, oh, you've got copyright infringement on your fucking video, mate. But no. It was like, there's no issues. Thank you. Just what I needed. Do 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 do. Being out on the right tyre at the right time is obviously going to be a massive factor in this qualifying session. If it does dry up significantly enough, then being either on a brand new Inter at the end of the session, or maybe even sneaking out on a dry set. It's going to really, really help. What makes you race quit on F1, Huzzy? Oh god, the oversteer. The oversteer.
We've just been pushed down into P18.
Raining for about the next 15 minutes.
Okay, you're doing well out there. Keep it up. We're looking at about 10 more minutes of rain. 10 minutes. Inters look like the best tyre for now.
We're running quite a bit of fuel here, so we will run a few laps. Rear left actually overheating a little bit, which is intriguing. Might just be from oversteer though. Like that. Slippery certainly, yes. I'll keep that up actually, see what happens with the tyre temps around Parabolica. Yeah, that rear left is just getting hot.
Right, we're right on the cusp now. We've been pushed down to P11.
Yeah, we're going to be on dry tyres before the end of the session, I'm pretty sure. Fork. wasn't great either. Both rear tyres now hot. Alright, we'll box. I think we're going to be on dry tyres by the end of the session. So we'll wait until the end of the session. I'm not very good in rain. It is apparently now dry weather running. The soft tyre is 3 seconds faster and growing. As you can see, we're going to be on soft tyres at the end of the session. Save a set though. We should be able to save a set now. It's going to be dry, mate. Oh, take the fuel out, Ches. Christ.
Okay, when you're ready, let's go.
I'm ready. I've committed without actually checking what other tyres people are on, but I'm certain that it's wet weather. It's dry weather running, and the rain is over. Yeah, everyone's out on softs. Everybody out on softs.
Okay, there's 2 minutes left in this session and we're in the drop zone. We need a quick lap or that's qualifying over for us.
Piastri 16th, Lewis 19th says that not everyone has maximised their performance yet.
We've been pushed down to P17.
Don't take too much out of the tyres. Okay, not dry enough to just go flat there yet then. Game time. Christ. I haven't nailed the Ascari chicane once yet. and still haven't. But everyone else is probably doing that flat, and I'm not close to it, which is slightly annoying.
We've dropped to P20.
And Parabolica then, currently 20th. Obviously hoping to improve here. There are a handful of drivers that haven't gone out again, and they will pay the price. That's us through, certainly, not necessarily great, 13th, but through to the next round of qualifying here at Monza. For whatever reason, some drivers didn't go out again when the weather dried up. So there are some quick cars that are out there, Charles Leclerc included. My teammate, George Russell, Lance Stroll and Lando Norris, didn't go out again, even though it had switched from inters to dry running. Riddle me that. Absolutely no idea why they've done that. Nico Hülkenberg didn't have a great lap when he was out on his soft, so he's out as well. But Théo Pourchaire is through, as are we, but still quite a way off the pace. There's a lot to be found still. Probably going to be 11th or 12th again then in in Q2, but we'll go again. Go out on the used set, then go on a fresh set. $18.2. Yeah, no, I've not got that in me. Christ. That was better. I think I'm braking too early for the Ascari chicane.
And we've dropped to P12.
Maybe too hard for Parabolica. I do not have an 18.2 in me, although that was on a fresh set of tyres. I imagine. I hope so. Christ. 6/10 in it. Still only 17.9. Yep. Okay. Q2 exit for me then. 17.9. Oh my god. I actually need a piss now because that just shocked me to the core. Oi, 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 oi. 17.9. Get out of the house more, mate. I shall be back in a moment. 17-9. What a farce. Christ. I'm going to try and go out with everyone else and maybe pick up a tow
Checks
if I can
complete.
on
Everyone
the
be
last
aware,
car.
We've got a car leaving the garage.
Oh, okay. So some not going again. Carlos, K-Mag, Fernando and Lewis all staying in the pits. They're not going again at the end of Q2. To be fair, their times were astronomically quick, so they most certainly don't need to. But they might squirm a little at the end of the session. Carlos did a 17-9.
Okay, with the
17! Oh. We certainly should have stayed at Haas for another year, shouldn't we? Christ alive. I'll try and get a tow off that back Red Bull if I can. Not sure which Red Bull it is. Are we close enough to take advantage of a bit of a tow? Maybe? We'll try. Braking at 219 miles an hour. Following Sergio Perez around a lap of Autodromo Monza. Getting that all wrong. That's gone well then. That was better. I still fear it's not going to be anywhere near enough. Fuck me. The AI don't use overtake during qualifying, Harry, so I don't either, to keep it fair. Why can't I drive all of a sudden? Well, in theory, you shouldn't be able to use that's correct, Fletch, I think. You're not allowed to use overtake in qualifying. Only hot lap. I believe. If it shouldn't be available to you, the user, I think, as opposed to the AI not utilising it. Well, I'm going quicker, but
Okay, we've been pushed down to
it's not going to be quick enough. We are going to be out of qualifying for sure here. Atrocious parabolica. Disgusting. We're very fast in a straight line, which will mean that race pace is going to be better. Our tyre wear is significantly better. But It's a poor qualifying for Charles. It's a poor qualifying for me. Charles is out in Q1. I am out in Q2. And significantly off the pace. 17.9 is just monstrous. It was not a good lap. By any stretch. And we could have been 11th or 12th. Even just from not ballsing up Parabolica alone. But I'm out. Charles is out. Zhou Guanyu is through in a Sauber. Christ knows how he's managed that. And Carlos Sainz, a 17.7 in the end. 17.7, by the way. Whew. The Defosi aren't happy at the end of qualifying. The idea is to send them wild in the stands. They are wild with despair at the moment. We hope to send them wild with delight come the end of the race and the checkered flag falling. We made good progress forward in the last Italian Grand Prix before retirement. We will aim to do so again. Maybe go with Charles as well, which might actually help. We can maybe work in tandem together to get through the field. How are we, Nolan? All well here, thank you, mate. Hope you're well your end too.
I'm betting.
A difficult race awaits these drivers here in Monza, but glory awaits too at the Italian Grand Prix. We're 12 miles northeast of Milan for today's Grand Prix at a Monza circuit where we can expect top speeds of around 215 miles per hour. 11 corners on this 3.6-mile track, with 7 of those coming in the form of chicanes. And with a good slipstream and DRS open, there should be plenty of opportunity for some passing here today. It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting
We know that Charles isn't going to be on pole, don't we? Carlos Sainz and Kevin Magnussen in a Haas 1-2 at Spa. Who saw that coming? The Ferrari customer team are locking out the front row. Zhou Guanyu manages a P8 in the end, which is fantastically good for him. Any penalties for us to move further forward? No. We will be P15. Charles Leclerc will be P16. And lining up on the 8th row of the grid, we certainly hope that the Ferrari duo can move significantly further forward.
Race, which means
wow.
It's extra important for everybody in this team. They've got friends here, they've got family here, they're all in the
Rub it in.
grandstands watching. So let's go.
No pressure.
Show for them.
No pressure. It's not like we're starting 15th or 16th or anything. We have significantly better tyre wear, so I'm going to take some fuel out as well because we'll be able to save some at the end of the straight throughout the course of the race. We will be undercutting probably by 3 or 4 laps. Are others starting on the hards? Everyone is on the medium. Nobody is on the hard tyre. I would be sorely tempted to run the hards, to be honest. But because absolutely everyone else is on the exact same strategy, it's probably not advisable, is it? We're not that much faster. We'll start on the mediums, and then we'll switch to the hards, but we'll probably switch to the hards on lap 20 to 22 rather than 28. But obviously DRS dependent, DRS train dependent, because rather evidently it's going to be strong here, and if you're not in it, you're ruined, which is why we won't take the risk with the hard tyres. Let's give you guys a predicciones. I'm going to say, will Charles and I... or will I make it as high as P7? P7 or higher, P8 or lower? Start your prediction. Thank you, Charlie, by the way, for the 29th month Prime Gaming sub. Good to see you, mate. Hope you're well. I might consider going back to Haas next season if they'd be willing to have me. Be pretty remarkable. We'll save fuel at the end of the straight every time we're in DRS, so we can just blast round later in the race. DNF incoming. You reckon I'm going to crash, do you, Craig? Yeah, all good, thank you, Charlie. Can you get HRV from your HRM? I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, mate. 250k from Josh on P7 or higher. Wow. Wow. Commitment. Commitment. So if I finish P8 or lower, a lot of people are going to be in the money. To say the least. You're in 2039 in your Cambridge FM save? Go on, lad. I presume you're in the Premier League by now, right? Oh, can I get heart rate variability from the heart rate monitor? I don't know. Probably on the website? I'd imagine. Have a look. I imagine it. If I paid for a certain plan, so I can see on the website that my maximum heart rate has been 154, minimum heart rate 37. My average heart rate is 108. I don't know where I would sit, or reports maybe. I can see hours streamed. Hours streamed, is it? No, hours used. The thing. Apparently, I've burned 34,000 calories in the last month. Just from my heart rate. Average heart rate 109. Max heart rate 153. But I'm on the free plan, so I imagine that if you are on a paid plan, you get a lot more information. I can see my maximum heart rate, minimum heart rate, average and hours broadcast here. And if I go to reports, that's the last month, all time. I've used the heart rate monitor for nearly 300 hours, averaging 108 beats per minute. It's just a bog standard. It's just a bog standard heart rate monitor. It's nothing. It's nothing special. Just like some 20 quid thing. It's a H6M24571. Whatever the fuck that means. Just as a model number, I guess. Yeah, it might not be possible on the specific device I have because it's not an all singing, all dancing one. You read that as Pulse Noid at a glance, lol. Rent free, Nolan, rent free. Right. Let's have a look at the prediction. Well, quite a bit on P7 or higher, but that seems to have come from one source. Josh with his 250k, and then Tom with 30,000.
Although 88,000 from Fletch on P8 or lower. Presumably trying to take advantage of Josh, I imagine, rather than actually a genuine prediction. But we'll wait and see. Off we pop. Oh, I didn't see what you said. No. You've won the Europa Conference League and the Europa League when you were in them for the first time, and you've been in the Premier League for 8 years now. Joined them again in like 2030, went back to back from League One to the Prem in 2 seasons. Oh wow, GG's. Kimi Antonelli will get the Mercedes seat, Harry. I'm pretty sure. I think everyone expects that. Taking your chances,
Okay,
yeah.
so let's go through all the gears if you can. We need to make sure the engagement is okay before the start. We're going to want to put some temperature into the tyres and brakes. We need to keep the engine cool though, so don't go too high with the revs. Okay, radar is clear, weather is looking good for now.
Quite surreal to have Charles behind me at the start, to be honest. I think this is the first time I've out-qualified him in my Ferrari career. He is 15-1 up on me in qualifying, I think. I might have out-qualified him before, but I don't think so. So then. For the Tifosi,
Okay, incredible
from a
parking
long
there.
way
Nice
further
one.
back
That's
than
gonna
they
give
would
you the edge if
like.
you can get-
What can myself and Charles do from here? And we're underway. Good start on Ocon. Jesus Christ, Charles off. Alright, see you, pal. Bloody hell, Leclerc just disappeared. Try and squeeze. They're going to be 3 wide in front, which is not going to go well for anyone, really. We're 2 wide here. Charles has forced his way up to 10th already. How's he done that then? Charles Leclerc from P16 to P10 in 2 corners at about 250 metres. That was monstrous from him. That might be the best start I've ever seen from an AI car ever. Charles Leclerc just went for it. I was hoping to maybe follow him through. I've made 2 positions. Lance has made 3. George has actually gone backwards. But Charles Leclerc, wow, start of the season. It's as you were from P1 to P9. But Charles has certainly shaken the order up a little bit. I could have a go at Pierre Gasly here. Is he going to go defensive? All right. I'll just cut. We'll just cut, Chris. We'll just cut from the Charles Leclerc has shaken up the order and then cut. Sorry. Sorry. Now, last year at Monza, we qualified poorly and made significant trajectory forward before then, the retirement came. Charles is looking to make even more moves. He's right up the back of Alex Albon now. Managing battery well, staying within DRS range also is evidently going to be crucial here. But it's definitely going to be DRS training at Monza. It's like that in real life, let alone in the game where DRS trains are not an issue but strong. But you can see, even without battery, we're not actually that slow in a straight line. We're actually gaining on those in front ever so slightly, or at least maintaining the gap. They're going to concertina up through turns 1 and 2. And then we might have a look, if we can get a decent exit, which I unfortunately haven't been able to do, at Pierre Gasly into the next turn. So DRS is active now, and we're very much in DRS range. It can be a case of getting aggressive in the braking zones, and with the attacking of cars in front. And we'll try and make as many positions as we can, hoping to follow my teammate into the points to begin with, and then through the points as the race goes on. And what happens with DRS trains and positional situations later in the stint will decide when we stop. Charles again having a look at Alex Albon, going left then right, and getting the move done around the first part of the Ascari chicane. Charles Leclerc is on the move. I'd like to go with him, but I have a funny feeling that's going to be easier said than done, don't you? Right, batteries on. Charles is going to be vulnerable now, and we are going to get the chance to make some positions here, I think. DRS is open. Gasly's gone to the inside. I will go to the outside. Albon getting very aggressive on Charles Leclerc. We'll have Gasly around the outside. We are up to P12. Gasly's still there and puts me in a wall. Oh, why am I so bad? I'm presuming I came across him there. Yes. That one's my fault. So sorry, Chris. We'll take over from here. I'll stay behind. Tsunoda's having a look around the outside of Charles Leclerc here. It is getting feisty. The front 9 are getting away. Yellow flags presumably just because everyone's going so slowly through the chicane. Charles has been able to hold on. Oh, as he moves himself up to P9. No, the yellow flag is for Kevin Magnussen, who's going very, very slowly indeed. Why is K-Mag going slowly? There was no smoke out the back of the Haas there. Does he have a puncture? Or is it just a technical issue? Doesn't look like there's a puncture there. It's just going to be a mechanical retirement of some description. It's not an explosion of the engine, but presumably gearbox then, rather than an engine component. Kevin Magnussen, one of the Haas cars that started at the very front of the grid, is out. A free position for us and for, well, basically everyone from P2 backwards. Carlos Sainz leads and continually does so, and has a bit of a gap back to Fernando Alonso. And we'll try and catch on that front 8 now if we can. Charles Leclerc leading this group forwards, but he's probably going to have the pace to try and get away, you imagine. I want to go with him, but I've got to get through these next 3 first. Then if I can undercut Charles Leclerc, then that's the ultimate dream here. I'm quite happy in P12 at the minute. Not been driving spectacularly well, as you'll probably be able to tell from the fact there's been multiple cuts so far. I've made a handful of mistakes that have cost me time, but haven't been worth showing you. Hence why we haven't made the progression forward as we might like. But from lap 4 onwards, that changes. just regaining some battery here if I can. Sitting pretty for the moment, biding my time.
Russell has just put up the fastest lap of the race so far.
And no, you're not allowed to add any fuel to the car ever, twats. Refueling is not allowed. Even during red flag situations. So I'm not distracted by it. Afternoon, George. How are you, mate? Hello, ZK. ZK?
I've got information on Albon for you. They've got some kind of mechanical problem.
That's good. That's going to be another free position because he's going to be very slow in a straight line. And if that is the case, I need to get past him with Pierre Gasly as soon as possible to try and keep up with those in front. Albon is going to be slow in a straight line. We cannot afford to get stuck behind him at any point. Very nearly ran into the back of him then, and that wouldn't have been stuck behind him, that would have been in behind him. You can see how his top speed is affected here, so we're quite simply just going to go round the outside of him of turn 3. Get the move done. And then try and stick with Pierre Gasly as we progress further forward, trying to get back to within DRS range through the Lesmos, so that we get it here, which we do, and we'll try and get away from Alex Albon so we're not under any threat behind. And then with Pierre Gasly chasing now Yuki Tsunoda, as Charles Leclerc has managed to catch up to the group in front, we're very much still in the hunt for good points here today. Stroll is past Albon now behind as well, so it didn't take long for Lance to come with, nor did we really expect it to take long for Lance to come with. I don't know whether Pierre was or was not within DRS range of the car in front. If he wasn't, he's very vulnerable. If he was, which he might just have been, he isn't, but he wasn't, and he is vulnerable. They're getting very, very wide in front as Charles Leclerc looks to make more positions. And I'm backing out of that. Made sure I kept braking and didn't turn, so I didn't lose any braking performance there. Gasly is going to be vulnerable, but we need to make sure we do it the right way and don't lose too much time to that group in front that have very much come back towards us here, as you can see, fighting hard. There is still a strong chance of a very strong finish here, but I need to get myself back within DRS range because concentrating on talking to you has meant that I've fallen out of it. So I'm going to use my battery here to get back within, and then hopefully we'll have it down the main straight again. Gasly's got DRS now. I had to use a lot of my battery to get back within range, but we are within range.
Okay, the car ahead's beginning
Thankfully.
to pull away. You know what to do.
Yellow flag behind as someone else is retiring. It's the McLaren It's Oscar Piastri, I think. Oscar Piastri is retiring from this Grand Prix. No, that's Piastri in front. That was a bit of his front wing that just went past me. It's Lando Norris that's retiring from this Grand Prix. Presumably, again, with mechanical failure of some description. Yep. As mechanical failures come, that's pretty obvious, isn't it? More forthcoming than Kevin Magnussen's exact issue. Not a place gained for us at this stage of the Grand Prix, but Lando certainly would have come through the field. He's out. We're down to 18 runners at Monza already. And, well, we're all stuck behind the Sauber at the minute, which has meant that this group in front has come right back towards us. Zhou Guan Yu's having a fantastic Grand Prix, but he is beyond vulnerable at the moment, and it won't be long before he starts to tumble. Lance is having a look here. I'll go deep on the brakes into the Ascari chicane to keep my position. By doing so, we've been able to close right up on the group in front, and we might be able to make a move into the chicane at the end of the start-finish straight next lap. Especially if people are getting feisty into Parabolica. The people that are getting feisty into Parabolica are my teammate and Oscar Piastri, who, as we know now, is missing some front wing. Surprised that there's no VSC at all. For Lando Norris pulled off to the side of the racetrack here on the straight there. Do I? I might have a look at Pierre Gasly. I'm going to. Hi, Pierre. Bounced across the curb a little bit. He bounced off the next one. We've got the better exit. And we are through into P10 and into the points. More positions being made. Charles Leclerc's up to about P6, I think, right now. And both Ferrari, as the Tifosi prayed, are making great moves through the field towards the podium positions. They were wild with despair yesterday on the Saturday. We're driving them wild with delight thus far. We hope that it ends in the ultimate delight with a double Ferrari podium. That's the target right now. Bit of battery, just to keep tabs, but I might save it for another lap. Want me to overtake Leclerc by lap 17? Yeah, not happening.
Increasing the gap on the car behind by 0.5 a lap.
Piastri and Perez getting very side by side there. I dipped onto the grass on exit. Perez, I thought, had Piastri then. We got a massive run on all three of them somehow. Christ, what do we do here? Nothing, I think, is probably the safest option. Protects the front wing, although they're still continually very slow. I might have been able to throw it up the inside of Tsunoda there. Decided better of it. Jesus Christ, that was scary. Everyone was clouting across curbs. I daren't throw my nose in for risk of losing it. Are they going to be slow through here again? Yes is the answer, as Piastri leads the way. Piastri again will be vulnerable around Parabolica and down the straight. Try and carry more speed, get a better exit. Might use all my battery here and go for at least a double, if not maybe a triple overtake. We've got a hell of a run. We're going to go for the trip. We're going to get the trip. Ladies and gentlemen, we might not. Sergio Perez is very keen on staying around the outside of me here. No, triple overtake, boys and girls. That's P7. Now I haven't got any battery to defend. I'm the vulnerable one. But Checo's not doing too well either. I wonder whether Sergio Perez is also running damage here. That's going to be a great thumbnail opportunity, so bear with me here. 4 into... Wow. That was tighter than we thought, wasn't it? 4 into the first turn, all together. That is what Monza's all about. And after a bit of a cut, we can join you here to show you that Sergio Perez does not have any visible damage to his front wing. Oscar Piastri rather evidently is missing that right-hand end plate, but Perez has no visible front wing damage. Maybe there's a little bit of floor damage. Maybe he just got a bad exit. He might well have just gotten a bad exit, but he's quite slow all the way down that part of the track. Continually, like I say, might have just been part of a bad exit, but we're still very much opening the gap quite considerably. They will close it up when they get the opportunity to with DRS, because I'm sure they won't be out of DRS for long. But they are out of DRS for the moment. I'm 3.8 seconds now behind Zhou Guanyu. And he's trying to hang on to the back of Charles Leclerc. The target now for the rest of this stint is just to close the gap in front, which is not going to be easy because Charles is going to be dragging Zhou Guanyu along. But as soon as Zhou loses DRS on Charles Leclerc, we should hopefully be able to close the gap on him. Although Kick Sauber, of course, are another Ferrari customer team, so they will have the same power unit in the back of that car as we do. They're within DRS now behind. These boys are going to get very, very tasty behind me. But hopefully they battle amongst themselves and we can maintain some level of a safe gap behind as we progress along. And yet they are battling and they've fallen well out of DRS range again. Zhou Guanyu is now out of DRS range of Charles Leclerc. Operation Close In on P6 is well underway.
Pushing, you're gaining on the car ahead.
Rear left is hot. That's not great. Wasn't aware of that. We'll try and cool it down. Might have just been the running wide around Parabolica that did it.
Okay, so gap to the car ahead, 3.9 seconds.
They're battling very hard in front. Charles Leclerc has managed to get his way up to P3 now, and Hamilton is battling with Max Verstappen behind them. The gap in front has dropped to just 3 seconds. Zhou is with them, and Charles is actually leaving them for dead as well. So at the moment, Charles Leclerc has gone from P16 to P3 in about 12 laps, which is astonishing. Our 15th to 7th is impressive enough, but that from him is unreal. Unfortunately though, because Zhou Guanyu has caught those two in front, he's now going to get DRS, but as they will continue to battle, hopefully it will just bring them further back towards us and we can take advantage with the free air we have in front. Zhou Guanyu actually has just taken Lewis Hamilton around the first corner, and you can see as the gap plummets, we're definitely going to close on them before the pit stop. left is still hot. Afternoon, Ben. How are you, mate? We're going for it again in front. It might even be close to 3 wide in there. Very nearly were. That gap is nearly halving again. We're not going to get Charles Leclerc. That objective is very much gone. Charles is significantly the better driver. But nobody's surprised by that, are they? In fact, Zhou Guanyu has caught these two, passed Hamilton and Verstappen, and is now disappearing in P4 down the road. What a Grand Prix for Zhou Guanyu and for Sauber. And what a Grand Prix for Ferrari so far. Charles Leclerc gets after the front two. I will try and do the same if I can with an undercutting pit stop. If I'm without DRS of anyone in front of me, Jesus, then it will make sense to undercut. If I've still got DRS, then I will stay behind the car in front. I had a poor exit of the Ascari chicane there, so I'm not going to be in DRS range of the two in front now. But down the straight, they're going to battle into turn 1 again, and hopefully we'll be within a second of them by the DRS zone between the second Lesmo and the Ascari chicane by that point on this lap. Hamilton and Verstappen into turn 1 at Monza. Now, where have we seen that before?
Okay, so all of our tyre pressure data is currently reading 0. Assuming they still look inflated to you, we're going to guess that it's just a bad sensor. Shouldn't be anything to worry about.
That happens every race at the minute. Hey Husky, thank you for the follow, mate. Welcome to the channel, pal.
We needed, I'm afraid, but look, let's move on. Get your head down and chin up and focus till the end of the race.
They've zoomed up on Zhou Guanyu again in front. I haven't quite been able to get myself in DRS range yet. I did this last lap and was within 7 or 8 tenths of Lewis, but then by the time we got to the DRS zone was just outside of a second. This time that's not going to be a problem. We're very much going to be right with them, so we will have DRS now on lap 17. When we box, we will be last, but we hope on brand new, fresh, hard tyres we'll have some pace compared to the worn mediums everyone else is on. Our tyre wear is better than expected as well by about 10% here at Monza. So everyone else's left-hand tyres are going to be significantly more worn than ours. At this stage by about 2.5% on the left-hand side. So they're going to be pushing 30 on the rear left, where obviously we're only just past 25. They keep having a look into Parabolica, which is just a silly idea, really. And we got a triple overtake a few laps ago. And I'm going to go for a double here in similar fashion. Zhou is going to push me right to the edge. But we're going to get it done. Lewis is around the outside. Can we do the same to him as we did to Sergio Perez? And Pierre Gasly? Yes, we can. Right, now time to go and get Max Verstappen. We are P3 and P5 now as Ferrari drivers. The next phase of the race begins. Oh, God. okay. The next phase of the race hasn't started as well as it could have done.
Okay, slot in behind and try
Back down to
stop them.
P7.
Might be an opportunity to take the place back.
Yeah, no, we'll try and take the place back. Don't worry. I'll make up for that, but that was a bit silly of me. Concentrating again too much on talking and not on driving. I haven't got the battery to do what I did last lap now.
Ahead, 7.2 seconds.
But so will go for Hamilton. I might be able to try and take advantage if they're slow. Which they are. Can I cut back here and get a decent exit? No, because Sergio Perez was in the way. Alright. Hanging fire then for the time being, back in P7 now. Max is getting away. I will try and close in on him before we box, but at the minute I need to get through this lot before we contemplate boxing. We'll box 23 at the latest, but we may well box earlier than if the opportunity presents itself. I ran off track there, so I won't take the position on Joe. Would have been an illegal overtake from making an advantage and running off the track. Lewis is going to go defensive into Parabolica. We'll brake early, turn in, accelerate harder and earlier. Although experience some wheel spin. We'll try that double overtake again. Battery levels are back up. Oh, Zoe! I went to go right. We both moved right at the same time, and I couldn't avoid the back Hamilton, so... Sorry, Chris, we'll ignore all of that, and we'll just stick behind them. Oh, God, it's so annoying. Accidental boop, indeed. Sergio Perez can have a look at me, actually, but we will deny him. Thank you, Sergio. I haven't played Starfield for months, and I miss it. Adding a vehicle for planet traversing is phenomenal, though. Right, I think we'll probably box this lap, because we're just continually losing too much time behind these guys. My battery level is built back up as well. I'm going to box 21. We're going to undercut by 4 laps. It's a big undercut. Very big undercut. I'm hoping, with the battling going on throughout the field, we can gain time. I'd like to get past Hamilton and Zhou through the pits, and then maybe try and gain on Max a double Ferrari podium might not be doable at the moment,
Okay, we can take you this lap.
because the Aston Martin of Alonso and the Haas of Sainz might be too far down the road. But certainly a P4 is on for me, and a P3 at worst is on for Charles. Annoyingly, at the beginning of the episode, I said that I wanted to try and close in on Carlos Sainz in the Drivers' Championship, and he's now winning this race.
Make use of the overtake button and see what you can do.
But we're in the pits. It's a big undercut. Very big undercut. But one, hopefully, that will work for us.
Okay, go, go, go! That was a fantastic stop, faster than we were expecting. Okay, stay clear of the white line on the exit. We'll receive a penalty for dangerous driving if you cross onto the track.
So now we'll see what happens to the gaps in front. I mean, actually, the crucial gap, knowing pace-wise the difference, will be to Charles Leclerc. We'll wait until we put in a respective lap. Yikes.
Please, let's try and back off a little bit and make it last.
I'd rather not save any fuel at this stage, to be completely honest. I will see what, once we've done one full flying lap on hard tyres, we'll see what our lap time is and compare that to our teammate who's also running in free air, and see if the undercut is gaining us time on Charles or not gaining us time on Charles.
And gap to the car in front, 7.8 seconds. Tyre condition still looking good.
Probably because I put one last lap, mate, to be honest. My tyre wear is better than the other drivers here, Damien, by about 10%. So provided we look after them a little bit, we should be still very competitive at the end of the race. So that was the 1:21.4. What was my teammate doing?
Right, the gap to the team.
32.7 seconds.
0.7 seconds. They're on old mediums. They're in third. Your last lap time, 1 minute 22.5.
1.1 seconds faster than my teammate on that lap. It's rather sizable. We will be P5 after the pit stops, at least, and hopefully close enough to Max that we can make a difference. And fingers crossed we don't get held up too much by those that are currently in front of us here. Hopefully they'll all dip into the pits as we get to them. I won't get the DRS, but I won't get held up.
Okay, gap ahead, 2.3 seconds.
the same again this lap. 21.8 for me.
Straight ahead, 32.2 seconds. They're on old mediums. They're in third. Time last lap, 1:22.3.
Yeah, so that was about half a second quicker. Big lock-up from Nico Hulkenberg into turn 1 there. Teo Pourchaire gets him. We're now within DRS range. This is where I'm going to start to get held up. This is where it's going to suck. So if I can make the lunge on Nico Hulkenberg here, as he goes very, very defensive, I'm going to lose so much time. Thankfully, he clouted over the second curve. We will get the move done, but not in an ideal fashion. That's going to cost me so much time. Hopefully we can make up for that. The front runners are in the pits. Charles is continuing on though. Charles Leclerc goes for another lap. We're going to be within DRS range of Teo Pourchaire by the time we get to the main straight. So we'll have DRS down the start-finish straight, which will help. Max pit, Checo continues. Now's where we find out how much our undercut was worth. E-boxing or not? No, okay, it's fine. Alex Albon gets preferential treatment in the pits, that's fine. That's Max out in front of us now. And that gap to him is significantly less than it was, but he now has 5 lap fresher tyres than me.
The car ahead of you's just fitted
Let's
the
find
hard
out who's
tyres.
quicker.
Car ahead now on the hard compound.
That's us a net P5 then, chasing Max Verstappen for
Okay,
P4.
to the car in front, 3.4 seconds.
Charles in the pits now. He's going for the overcut, which I fear is the wrong strategy. We'll see where he comes out. If he comes out with Max, then that will save us time, because they'll start battling and we can close in on them. But it looks like he's going to come out well back in third. And we now will take over in 5th as we pass Zhou Guanyu, Lewis Hamilton and Sergio Perez. And that is the gap that our undercut earned us. With them fighting in the manner in which they were, we're now 4.5 seconds clear of the cars that we pit from right behind. But Max is a tenth or so, maybe slightly more, faster than me a lap here. So without a safety car or the front 4 closing up and battling with one another, this might be as far as we get. Might be a lonely final stint to this race. We'll try. Who knows what will happen. We'll give it our best shot. We do have another set of fresh medium tyres to go to if we need to. Softs as well. We'll see what happens.
Managing your tyres, manage your tyres. Okay, gap to the car ahead, 3.5 seconds.
Super slow through turn 2, lost 4 tenths. I nailed turn 1 and I got turn 2 wrong. Yes, Daniel, one-stop strategy, mediums to hards.
Alonso's just put in the fastest lap of the race.
I have a funny feeling it's now going to be 24 laps of no action, me just falling further behind those in front and pulling away from those behind. Might make for a short video, but it's Sainz P1, Kevin Magnussen retired, but they did qualify first and second, Daniel. We may well end up with the chance of a free pit stop at the end of the race if they battle that much behind. So we could maybe still get our points tally higher by getting the fastest lap at the death. That would be a dream. We'll keep an eye on that as the race progresses. Running it very, very tight, and we're going to fail the fuel objective by about 300 metres, unfortunately. Never mind. We go again. We should be fine for fuel till the end. But if I need to save some to be able to go for a fastest lap attempt, then we will. Alonso is with Carlos Sainz now, so the battle for the lead should begin very shortly. Charles is a long way back, but you know how much time can be lost when battling at Monza, and if that 2 then becomes 3, it will shortly become 4, and we'll aim to make it 5 for the fight for the win at the end of the race. But we have to pray that Alonso battles very hard with Carlos Sainz, isn't too quick that he just pulls away and they don't battle anymore, and that they all get stuck with one another. The gap between Max and Charles is kind of holding station about 4 seconds at the minute, so there's currently no danger of the Red Bull catching the Ferrari and them fighting without getting involved with an Alonso Sainz battle for the win if it happens. A safety car any time from now to the end would make things very interesting for a race win for myself or Charles. As Alonso sets the fastest lap of the race and momentarily, as you check the minimap, probably takes the lead of the Grand Prix. Indeed he does. Fernando Alonso is P1. They are now battling. What will happen over the next 5 or 6 laps or so? Never mind, Carlos Sainz managed to hold on to the lead. If they battle like that, then they really will lose loads of time.
that gap ahead, please. 5.9 seconds.
At the minute, no chance of going for a fastest lap attempt because the gap behind is barely growing right now. Personal best lap of the race though. We put on at the end of lap 21. You know how to find out, Brandon? Exclamation mark, plan.
Okay, so gap to the car ahead, 5.7 seconds.
I'm about 10 seconds behind Charles. Is it? Let's see. Bear with. Need to do a bit of visual maths.
The Aston Martin driver just moved into first place.
I'm about 10 seconds behind Charles Leclerc, and he in turn is about 10 seconds behind the front two. They are fighting, but they're so fast that even with their fighting, I don't know if Charles is really closing in on them too much. Got a new objective there, which we'll absolutely do. Asking for a 1:24.2. My last lap was a 1:21. So, yeah, we'll do that. Thanks for the extra pace stat or racecraft stat, wherever it is going to be. Now is where our tyre wear, I think, is starting to have a bit of a positive effect for us. The gaps behind are growing slightly faster. The gaps in front actually aren't growing anymore. If anything, they're coming down slightly. So there's still 19 laps to go. We'd have to gain considerably, but because of our better tyre wear around Monza, we might be able to bring ourselves back into contention for maybe a P4. 5.5 seconds to max needs to be overturned in the next 18 laps. Or, you know, they were just saving fuel and have now disappeared down the road again, so don't worry about it. Fuck my life. Stroll has broken free of the group behind. Although Perez is trying to reel him back in. Hamilton falling further and further back as the laps go by. So we don't know who's maybe picked up some damage throughout the course of all of those battles going on back there, but there's no chance Lance Stroll catches us. And at the moment, despite my positivity last lap, I don't think there's any chance of us catching Max either. Crucially though, as we just watch how they're coming round here, I think the gap between Charles and the lead has dropped from about 10 to about 8. So it is closing. There may well be more than a two-way fight for the win here, but at this rate, I don't think it will involve me. What is going to involve me is a trip to the toilet because my bladder's going to burst and I'm not going to go in my race seat like a real-life Formula 1 driver. I'll be back in a couple of minutes and then we shall finish the Grand Prix. BRB. Oh, caught me funny bone. Caught me funny bone. God damn it. Oh, Alfie, thank you for the follow. Thank you for joining us on YouTube, mate. Reliability has been fine because we tweaked the settings. We retired in Hungary, and after the Hungary retirement, we turned race-ending retirements off. Rewind. Thank you very much for the follow, mate. Appreciate it, dude. If there's a big enough gap between me and P6, I'd absolutely box for softs to go for a fastest lap attempts. Yeah, just be the logical thing to do. We don't feel like we're going to move any further forward. at this stage is unlikely. What I could really do with is Sergio Perez catching Lance Stroll and then beginning to fight again so they don't close on me and start to lose more time. But I think there's a fat chance of that happening.
Right, the gap to the teammate ahead of us, 10.8 seconds. Okay, they're on fresh hards. They're in third. And the time last lap, 1 minute 21.2.
He's only... They're only 2 tenths or so faster than me a lap, but it's enough, isn't it? I am racing on Controller Penguin, yes. If I was on the wheel, you would, or on a wheel, you would see a wheel in camera shot. And my shoulders would probably be moving a bit more than they are. That's wise, just.
Gap to the car in front, 6.3 seconds.
Sainz and Alonso still going for it. Carlos Sainz is P1 at the minute. From Fernando Alonso. Caught the grass there. Yeah, we're not going to get the chance to box for fastest lap, I don't think, because Lance Stroll and Sergio Perez are just sat there, very much in touching distance of me. As I start to lose concentration, they're gaining on me. I'm going to take the second part of the Escargot chicane too quick, and then can't power out of it. I think slower is faster. Trying to adjust.
Sainz has just moved into first place.
20 years worth of habit is not so easily done. fuel should be about bang on, hopefully.
Ahead, 6.7 seconds.
We might need to save a little bit at the end, but we should be fine. Steady. I'm going to have to save some fuel. Oh, God. Okay, tyres are starting to say, we're not happy, mate.
Gap to your teammate ahead, 12.3 seconds.
Okay, I tried to change the way I took the corner. It didn't work.
We've got a lot of spare energy. Okay to use your overtake button.
Eleven laps to go. We might be alright on fuel.
Okay, gap to the car in front, 7.1 seconds.
Might be a close run thing to the line for the win, but nothing's going to change for us. Nothing's going to change for the podium. Third, fourth, fifth, sixth and seventh basically locked in now. They have been for a little while. It's been a lonely stint. I don't know as really you'll have seen much, quite frankly, of the majority of this race stint. I did waffle a little bit at the beginning of it, but yeah, there's nothing doing. It's just been me driving around Monza effectively in a practice session for 20 laps, and well, there's 10 more to do. The little blue sign next to Stroll means that he's my rival. Whether that be teammate, championship rival, or rating rival, it doesn't actually denote with the logo. you'll see a little blue. To be fair, actually, it should have a little logo next to Charles because he's my teammate. And I think if we're next to him on track, it might have something next to him with the overhead emblem. But Lance Stroll is my, I think, actually just my rating rival. Carlos Sainz is my championship rival. And Carlos Sainz is going to extend his advantage over me this race weekend because he's going to finish in the top 2. And I'm going to finish in the top 5, which is still one of our best results of the season, but significantly behind Carlos. We will, however, close on Lance Stroll a little bit, but not by enough. But this is, I don't know whether this is going to work for. It's going to be great for us on McLaren in the Constructors. We should actually jump McLaren in this round of the Championship, but Aston Martin, with Alonso finishing P1 or 2 and Stroll finishing behind me, I think Aston Martin will stay ahead of us in the Constructors. But it is going to be continually very tight. Eight races after this one, I think, Huzzy. Azerbaijan, Singapore, Qatar, Abu Dhabi. I'm just not doing them in order. Azerbaijan, Singapore, Qatar, Abu Dhabi, that's 4. Kota, Mexico, Las Vegas, Brazil, that's 8. And we've got Portugal to go to too. So there's 9 races left this season after this round of the Championship. Oh yeah, Portugal instead of Brazil, sorry. So maybe 8 races left. I think this is round 16. And there are 24 rounds of the Championship. So we've got 8 more to go after this. I mean, we're praying something happens up top in the last few laps and we can take advantage of something, a retirement or a mistake. It doesn't look likely of happening. The front 2 really are battling much, much harder now. Charles Leclerc has halved the gap in the last 3 or 4 laps alone, so there might yet be a bit of a battle with more than 2 cars for the win here, as we're on lap 47 of 53 with 7 laps to go, including the one we're on. Don't rule Charles Leclerc out of a win for Ferrari yet here. But it's, even if we end as is, it's probably been as good as the Tifosi could have hoped for. Probably better than they hoped for. From 15th and 16th on the grid to finish 3rd and 5th is one hell of a recovery here. And shows the pace that the Ferrari genuinely does have at circuits that need very little aerodynamics. It just unfortunately is the case that most circuits need at least some level of aerodynamic proficiency, which this Ferrari at the moment doesn't have. I need to concentrate still though, because my tyres are very worn. But there goes any hope really of making any inroads further. I mean, we were not going to be finishing anywhere other than 5th anyway, were we? So let's not get too carried away. Three seconds slower that lap, or 2.5 at least.
Moved into
no, I was with Perez in the first stint. Ads. Max was a little way down the road. We were battling with Perez, Hamilton, and Zhou Guanyu as we boxed. Max was a few seconds down the road. Charles is within 2.5 to 3 seconds of the lead right now. Charles Leclerc is going to go for the win of this Italian Grand Prix as Sainz and Alonso continue to battle very, very, very hard. Charles Leclerc is going to have a go. Of that, I've no doubt with 5 laps to go. Charles Leclerc is in with a chance of standing on the top step at Monza for Ferrari.
Gap to the car ahead, 9.8 seconds.
Way too much speed through that.
Ahead, 15.5 seconds.
Charles Leclerc is in the hunt for the win. The duo becomes a trio.
The Haas drivers just completed a pass for the lead.
And the Ferrari is going for broke. Go on, Charlie boy! Get that lead, pal. The potential of a double overtake for Charles Leclerc down into turn 1 on lap 51 of 53. There are 3 laps to go. There are 3 cars in the hunt for the win. And if they battle very hard, Max might just make it 4 on the final lap.
Okay, here's the gap that we're trading.
We'll be able to tell what the gap to those guys in front does, because we can see the gap to Charles. But it is very much now a trio. Fernando Alonso leads Carlos Sainz, leads Charles Leclerc. Max Verstappen 5 seconds back. And me non-existent. But it's certainly 3. It might be 4 by the end.
The Aston Martin drivers just moved into first place.
I just lost game sound. What the fuck? Oh, fucking stupid game. Right, well that's new since the last patch, isn't it? Oh, it's back again. No, it's not. What the fuck? I had menu noise, then I went back to track and it was gone again. Got menu noise again. But on track, nothing. And then you lose it in the menus again. Okay. Saving and exiting then. Let's restart the game. That would have been painful if the game just straight up died, wouldn't it? Ay, ay, ay. Let's try again.
Cars behind our Sainz, Hamilton and Leclerc.
A little bit worrisome there, didn't it, for a moment? But we should be fine. Annyeong. Game audio died. Just. Charles P3 still.
Okay, keep an eye on that gap ahead, please. 9.9 seconds.
I'm keeping an eye on it, but not necessarily the gap to Max. It's the gap to Charles, and to see if it even is still Charles in third place. Max has gained by a second, but as they start the final lap, it's still, for the time being, Sainz, Alonso. Now not Alonso. Charles Leclerc's into P2. Can he make a move for the lead into the final turn? They are all right with each other. Max is really closing up. Charles Leclerc has taken the lead of the Grand Prix through the final turns on the last lap of the inside. He started the straight third. He ends the straight first. That's the exact same move that we've pulled out multiple times in this Grand Prix. Of the inside of one, around the outside of two, and then with better traction and better exit to make the position. It's only 2 seconds now between Max and Alonso, and if there were maybe just 1 or 2 more laps, then it would have become a four-way fight for the win. But it looks like Charles Leclerc is going to make it work. It's been a particularly lonely stint for ourselves, as you can probably well imagine, and have been able to deduce from the amount of highlights you've seen, or at least the scenario during the highlights you have seen. of this final hard tyre stint. But Charles is leading through the Ascari chicane, will lead on the run-up to the Parabolica, and I dare say I think Carlos Sainz is more worried about what's behind him than what's in front of him as they head into the last corner. Sainz might well not end in second, but Charles Leclerc is going to win the race from P16 to the win for Charles Leclerc, sending the Tifosi wild from both ends of the spectrum. Torrid display in the rain on Saturday to a winning display on the Sunday. 15 and 16 become 5th and 1st. Lance Stroll gets driver of the day. I've no idea how, when Charles Leclerc has done what he just did in that Grand Prix. We shall see what the championship standings look like now with him doing that. So Charles is continually in second in the championship with a 3-point advantage over Fernando Alonso. I've closed my gap on Lance Stroll, but Carlos Sainz has extended his gap on me. And in the Constructors, we are now above McLaren as we thought we would be, and we're 12 points behind Aston Martin. And closing, we got 35 points as a team here, and Aston Martin got only 24. P2 in the Constructors is the plan for the team, which, given the nature of this car, would be remarkable, really. I'm still hoping to finish... Oh, I'm up to 37% recognition! Up the cheese! We're hoping to move higher up in the driver's standings. Stroll and Sainz are my two rivals in that regard, although Carlos Sainz evidently is in a much quicker car right now. There were rumours, in the live chat at least, that maybe a move back to Haas in Season 3 might be on the cards. We shall wait and see. I'm above Lance Stroll in my ratings rivalry. That just hasn't disappeared as a message forever. And the control electronics have passed in the in the durability department as well. I've got loads of resource points. I can't add anything on at this stage though. I won't be able to do that one. I will be able to do the DRS once the next one has become available. And I will now be able to do the front downforce as well when we have the opportunity to do so. More aero options are becoming available to us as we progress through the season. So maybe there is yet still the chance that we stay at Ferrari for Season 3. But the Haas is certainly proving to be a very, very good car with a 1-2 on the grid for that last Grand Prix, albeit only a 2 in the race as Kevin retired what could have been for Haas in this season and this championship if the car had been that competitive all the way through. It will be the Azerbaijani Grand Prix next at Baku, which is a track I enjoy very much so, actually, in the dry anyway. I think it rained at Baku last year, didn't it, in the career mode? And I'm desperate that it doesn't, but we're always desperate. And very rarely do we get that lucky that it's dry in every single session. It will be dry in every single session. Praise be to the Formula One gods. So we're very close to our target for our contract. We're definitely going to be retaining our seat at Ferrari. There's no chance of losing it. Question is, do we stay here? Haas have made even more improvements. Haas should be challenging for wins and podiums at the very least with both cars for the rest of the season. I will try and get Oscar Piastri in the driver, if I can by the end of the year. 25 points the gap. That is absolutely overturnable with 8 Grand Prix left. I don't think I'll catch Lewis, although the Mercedes have been really poor of late. Their personal results have been pretty shocking. 9th, 7th, 8th, 10th, 10th, 8th for Lewis Hamilton of late. And George has been 17th, 6th, 9th, 5th, 12th. So Lewis may well be catchable with 8 Grand Prix to go. We shall wait and see. But for the time being, that's it for me for this one. Join me in Azerbaijan for the next one in the glorious sunshine in Baku. Thank you very much for watching today. Do let me know your feedback in the comment section. Where do you think I should go? Where do you think I might have the opportunity to go in Season 3? Or do we stay at Ferrari and see how things pan out? We'll wait and see. But for now, that's all from me for today. Thank you very much for watching. I will see you in the next one. Recording stoppered. Your last 2 races are back have been mixed weather and both have been bloody mental, including that one where it rained so hard over half of that 9 of the front 12 cars all lost their front wings or crashed out entirely. Wow. Right, we'll give you guys your payout for your prediction. Sorry, Fletch. Not gone well for you. Let me just save that footage as well. Oh, that I can delete now because we've uploaded it. That is going to be F1, S2, 15. Or was it 16? 16. Monza. I think it's 16 actually, isn't it? It is indeed. It is indeedly doodly. Those have been uploaded now. So we can delete everything that's currently in the Dropbox. Then whilst I'm off having a lunch break, we will upload episodes 15 and 16. So I'm going to go and have a break for 15 minutes, grab some lunch, and then I will be back here in 15 minutes time or so, about 3 o'clock, for recording episode 1 of season 6 of the Realistic Road to Glory. It's transfer time and it's serious promotion hunt time now. Last year was hopeful. This year is necessary. We are in the hunt for promotion, but only if we sign the right players. So help me sign the right players. I'll be back in 15 minutes or so. And I will see you for some Realistic Road to Glory on FC24 in about 15 minutes' time. I'm going to go and get some noms and I'll be back in a bit.